Okay, Aaron here from the RadBoyz, working away in the garage once again. So I gotta get you up to speed on where I'm at on this 16-inch project. Rob was out yesterday, we did some painting, he helped me do a little bit of running back and forth, relay work. The red all turned out great, the bars turned out good. I wasn't really happy with the frame and the seat. I actually totally f***ed up because it fell off the line and I had to strip it this morning and repaint it. So now it looks good. It's mint. I also sanded the frame, fixed a few little spots that were bugging me, and repainted it, and it's looking nice and glassed out now at this point. I just saw a big run. I gotta flip that fucker over. Well, this might be a little premature, but I'm going to the mailbox to check for some parts for the 16-inch. I'm not really expecting anything, so I don't have my hopes up. It's a little early for anything to be here, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Smaller packages, and I have stuff coming from different areas this time, so who knows? It might not take as long to get here. I know the shipping for the stuff that's coming from Planet BMX was enough that it should be friggin' express post. So it should be here, technically, for what I paid for shipping. I don't think it's gonna be though. Nope. Nothing. Okay, just while I got the camera rolling here, I want to go over these painted parts, what I got done on them. I did have the camera out earlier and went over this, but I had a problem. There was a run, which is gone now. This thing's mint. Look at that. The run was like somewhere around there. Somewhere around there, but it is gone. Blended right back in. And it is spotless. Absolutely flawless. The seat also flawless. That's what I like to see. Shit, yeah. When you see a reflection like that, you know the paint job's good. Just gonna let that sit and dry. So, okay, making some custom pad sets. I got 2 sets here to make. One of them is for the current build, and one of them is for one of the members of the Facebook group. I'll quickly walk you through how I do this. I start by taking the foam. So I have like little chunks of this that I keep in my bag of goodies. And I basically size this to the bars or whatever, you know, down the crossbar or whatever you're putting the pad on. And, you know, for the diameter, I find the diameter and the length. I get that set up, and then once I have the diameter and length of the tube, because all bikes, well, not all bikes, but frames, you know, there's a lot of different tubing sizes, so you got to check before you start making a pad. This is a 1-inch tube. This is like no, that's 1-inch tube, but this is like 1.25 inches, 1 inch, 1 1.25 inches, 1/2 inch. So as an example, the frame pad is going on a 1-inch tube, and the bar pad is going on like a 3/4 inch tube. So I'm actually able to use the same foam for both of those. without any issues. So that's the foam cut for the little bike, and this is cut for another member. He actually sent me the dimensions of his tubing and the length of the pads, so I've just cut these to suit. And now I'm doing a layout on my material here. This is the back side of the material. Front's much nicer. So on the back side I do a layout of the pad that needs to be cut. So the way I figure that out is based on the length and the diameter of the foam. I take one of these rulers and I wrap this around the foam, overhanging 3/4 of an inch, because that is the thickness of the Velcro, so it's got to overlap by 3/4 of an inch. And then basically I add to that dimension 1 inch, and I add to the length dimension 1 inch, and that is because you have to have a 1/2 inch to fold over on each end. Fold and sew. So that means on, let's say this foam for example is 6 inches long, I cut my material at 7 inches long, an extra 1/2 inch on each end. The diameter of this is 6 3/8. When you wrap that tape around it, 6 3/8, so I cut that at 7 3/8. That's not saying that it would be the same for your bike. Depends on the tubing size. The tubing size dictates the foam size, and the foam size dictates the pad size. But that's how you figure it out. Then once you have those dimensions, you lay that out with a square, cut that piece out, measure in 1 inch all the way around, make a nice line, and that's your fold line. So if you fold in half to that 1 inch line, that means you have a 1/2 inch folded in. And with that 1/2 inch folded in on this side and the 1/2 inch folded in on this side, you end up with the dimensions that fit the pad. So anyways, I'm going to throw this headgear on, do a little time lapse of me cutting these pieces out, and then I'm going to iron them, get all the edges ready, and then I'm going to pull out my sewing gear and get them sewn up. And then lastly, I'll be putting the Velcro on them, and then they're ready for graphics. But graphics I'm going to hold off on until the decal kit gets here, because I'm probably going to use the decal kit in order to do the graphics on the bike, on the pads. So yeah, anyways, follow me through cutting this out and sewing it all together, and I'll get you that far today anyways.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
Okay, so I got my pieces cut out, and then the next thing I did was took my ruler and pen and measured in 1 inch all the way around. And the reason for that is so that you can fold the edge into that line and iron it, and it gives you a nice 1/2 inch folded edge all the way around the piece. Like I said, fold it into the line, iron it all the way around, and then once it's ironed, it's ready to be sewn. So this is what the finished product after it's been sewn with one single stitch all the way around. So I'm going to sew this one up.
They're really saying I love you. What a wonderful world.
There they are, all sewn up. Now it's time to throw some Velcro on them. I already have all the Velcro cut right here. So these ones I did double stitching on the sides, and these ones for Craig I did a triple stitch. Oh, it's gonna look super fancy. Anyways, Velcro.